I'm pulling it up too because I got to get the link. Um, Let me go
Oh, I
to
see us. Well, it
yay.
says upcoming. It doesn't say live.
You might have. It might take a few times of refreshing.
Gotcha.
It says recording in progress on the backside in the dashboard.
Okay.
Let me refresh YouTube. Yep, we're live.
Okay, I
We
still am
are.
showing that we're upcoming. Let me get out of there and
Oh, it might take another minute because I am a minute early.
okay.
Um, just keep refreshing. I'll jump to it in a second. I got to send out links.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Aha.
nope. It
There we
shows.
go.
Yep. Our
Oh,
one link on Discord went out.
yeah,
So,
I got a scratch.
um, let me share the YouTube link out with others on different platforms. Let me share the YouTube link out. I hear myself echoing back into my ear
There
because
you
it's
go.
picking up. All right. Okay. Oh my lordy. Lordy dee. Lordy.
Yes, I hear you, girl.
What a day it has been
Well,
across the board.
I'm freezing my butt off. I actually got the little electric heater out and I have that just started up. I've been cold all day. Eric's going to have to start building a fire before he leaves in the morning because that
Uh,
area is just too big and I'm not heating it.
or a space heater type of thing, maybe.
Yeah. If anything, I'll take over. I have another one of those electric heaters, so um, we'll see what's most convenient.
Like I always say, one day at a time, right?
Yes, ma'am. That's what you always say.
Oh,
So are we, well, I guess we're officially live then. So good evening,
yes, we
everybody.
are.
Today is Thursday, September the 4th, 2025 at 7:02. And so far we didn't do too bad. Experiencing any difficulties, although right off the before we went live I had to go out and come back in. So I expect that to
Hey,
continue.
Rose.
Hey Blue, how you doing?
I'm
So,
waving and you can't see me, so what difference does it make?
Why are you waving at the voices in your head, Mother?
as her son says in the background, why are you waving at the screen? So she did wave back,
He said the
but
voice is in my head. He
the
thinks I'm
voice is in your head.
schizo.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
well,
prove it.
you have that
Prove that
too.
you're
So
talking to a real, tangible person.
Oh my God, really?
what did he say?
Prove you're talking to a real, tangible person.
Mom, who are you talking to, Mom? The incident was several years ago, Mother. Blue Rose is dead.
Blue Rose says, I'm all right. That is hilarious, B. Yes, it is. Oh my God. And I've
Mom,
talked to Blue Rose many times in person.
but the Blue Rose, they died in the incident 15 years ago.
No, I just met her 3 years ago. So it couldn't have been 15
You
years
have to
ago.
let her go.
And I've talked to her many times in voice chat. I know what she looks like, and she and I talk when we do. I know everyone's been busy, so, but she's a sweetheart.
She's okay.
I'm not a bot, thankfully. Amen.
Yeah, for real.
And she's never tried to sell me crypto or ask me for money. So there, she's not a scammer either. And she doesn't send nudes or ask for them. Thank God as well. Thank God.
Exactly, exactly.
Because those are the kind of messages I do sometimes get. Like that guy who wanted to marry me after I couldn't buy Bitcoin from him. Yeah.
Hmm.
Anyways, I've had a hell of a day. I really have. Um, I legit have had one hell of a day. It's been up, down, in the loop de loops. and a few other places that were completely off the rails and then back on the rails.
Flowers.
Okay.
And
You know,
Blue says Blue said, "Oh my God,
there's been an
girl, she
accident.
remembers that
Your
creepy
driver
dude."
crashed 3.3 miles away from you. You can still pick up your order, but the contents might be damaged. Send flowers to your Dasher's hospital.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. Go ahead, D.
Blue said, "Oh my God, girl, I remember the creepy dude."
Yes, I sent her screenshots of it along with a few other people. Yes, thank you. She knows who I'm talking about. Yes, it was bad. It was bad. It went from I can sell you crypto to oh my God, I love you. I want to marry you. It's like, dude, you just met me. You don't even know what I look like. Oh, but you're so beautiful. I do. You do not know what I look like.
I told you, I don't know how that is any different than the old fashioned mail order brides.
I know. But I would be returned as a rejected or defective product if I was a mail order bride. Or, well, they would just abandon me, one of the two,
Well,
Can I be a mail order husband?
yes,
if you
he
want
can.
to.
I don't even know what that means.
Okay, so someone from another country
Oh,
take or this country will find an advert for you and say, "Yes, I want you," and they will pay you to marry them.
They don't even have to be from another
how
country.
much?
Yeah, that's why I said this country or another
Oh, I
country.
didn't
A
hear
lot
that
of
part.
Russian women came here as mail order
Yes.
brides. Yes. Yeah, especially after World War II. And in the 1800s, it was a very common thing. You'd put out an ad in the paper, especially men would do this because they needed a new mother to take over raising the kids because the mother passed away in childbirth or something. So
They
he
killed
would
her
put
or
out
she
an
died of
ad
overdosing on cocaine.
or cocaine because they were told
Mhm.
it would make the wife happier. But no, they would actually put out an ad in the paper and women would respond to it. And it was the original online dating.
Is it still a thing?
On Craigslist, they have them all over the place. Yes, it is still a thing. It's called a green card marriage now.
Still Philly though?
We're not going into that topic on the public podcast while it's public. Yeah. So it's been a day. As you can tell, we are totally derailed by my son and everything else, but at least we're live. Okay, we're alive.
Well,
How's your day been?
yeah, you know how it started, and that's how it ended.
Uh,
Yep.
sounds like fun. Wanna? I don't even want to say want to trade at this point because, well,
Nope.
shit, that's a
Nope.
lateral movement, not a
Uh
forward
huh.
or backwards. Even
Hmm.
it's just
Maybe we could send
100%
them all to
lateral.
Blue.
Vertical?
Yeah, we could send everyone to Blue Rose. There
Hmm.
we go.
I'm gonna tell
Unless
you.
someone wants to mail order me and you
I'm
have a
gonna take
decent
your
amount of
advice,
money and are
Mom.
willing to take care of someone who can barely walk right now, take me to my appointments, all that great stuff, I might consider it.
Well, they might be able to get you back up on your feet if they have money. So there's that.
Oh, yeah. But you just have to accept the fact that I'm still the financial advisor for my ex-husband. Oh, a
Mm-mm.
lot of killers use dating apps. And that's actually there was one who was on that dating game show back in the was it 70s? The game show killer dude.
Yeah,
And
that's
then there
right.
was
Hmm.
that one guy who used the dating apps to find his victims. Yes, there's been more than one in history that we know of. But yeah, that one dude, man, when they put his picture out as a serial killer, and that chick just avoided going, she ended up turning him down last minute. Or was it no? After the first date, she's like, "No, not again." And um, other than the film date that they do, she said, "Not again." He gave her bad, like he gave this creepy vibe thing. Oh,
What
you're
just
you're
happened?
back.
What
I
just
thought you
happened?
left. Oh, never mind. It was
Well,
weird. This is
what
F
Like I
Mux
said,
for
the
you.
Blue Rose died years ago, and you're just experiencing
what
nothing. So
just
take it
happened?
from that.
You got booted and brought back, according to this.
That's very weird. Okay, where's the chat? Okay, I see it.
It says, "Oh yeah, the lady said she didn't go do another date." Yes, that one. That one. There were people, and there was actually one in the UK who was on a game show and also was a killer, a serial killer that people had seen. Um, so there's, yeah, believe it or not, there are some very dangerous people out there. Very dangerous. Sorry. I'm glad you're back, and I don't know why FMUX did what it did. It's weird.
I thought that
You know what?
perhaps what?
My internet connection, okay. So my internet connection is strong, but FMUX says I have a weak connection. How does that make sense?
I don't know.
I'd bet you any amount of money that that is why. It's either my end is kicking, but it shows me that you've come back, not that I've come back. When that happened, the message came across that you came back. So it must have been your end, but that doesn't make sense either.
Right.
Make it all make sense.
Nothing makes sense today. Anyway, I have a really pissy attitude that has kept with me from this morning. And when Eric came home, if he said it once, he said it 4 times. Just go to bed. He goes, "You're miserable." And I said, "I can't. We have the podcast." So I'm going to try to be kind today, but I can't
Well,
guarantee it.
you sound like me. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I was, like I said, my day's been a roller coaster. I've been on
Yep.
bitch mode twice.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Mostly about everyone needs to help with chores. Everybody needs to step up and clean up after themselves. My daughter and my son are like, "Why we Dan? You know, Danny's like, why do y'all? What happened to the kitchen? Y'all had it looking so nice." And my jaw dropped for starters. And my daughter's like, no one's kept up with it. My stuff is updated. She's on a phone or a tablet. I can't remember. You're on tablet, right? D.
Tablet, right?
Yep. Okay, so
Yes.
yeah, my drivers just got updated this morning. So it can't be that. I think Evmux just hates us. I really do. It's been doing this quite often. But you should see what it does to Lord Sterling. That is insane. He literally just
Mm-hmm.
full on and gets kicked completely out of the studio and has to come back in. Luckily, I don't have that problem. It's happened in the past, but not recently. So you know, I don't know. It is what it is at this point.
We'll just deal with it and see what happens. That's all we can do.
Yep. Make do with what we got for the time we've got it
There
until
you
we
go.
can find something better down the road. I mean, we've halfway got it better with OBS, but Discord, where we talk, is the problem.
Right.
Unless we sit in Evmuck's studio and talk, and I share to you as well as through OBS what I'm doing, then it might work.
My head
With
hurts too
But then
bad
you
to
keep
think
getting
about
kicked
this
out.
stuff right now.
I know. So, why waste our brains on kicking the tech around right now? That's what tomorrow is for.
Is that
Right?
right? Is that no? That's what the weekend's going to be for.
Oh, my weekend is going to be, yeah, cleaning the house and figuring it out as best I can. Help you as best I can. Oh, what a week.
I hear you. Thank goodness it's going to be over soon.
I know. I'm hearing you. I got to go for my MRI on Monday. I need the guys to take the paperwork up after work tomorrow if they can remember to stop by and get it instead of just running off and doing other things, which
Mm-hmm.
they have a tendency to do. So otherwise, I just bring it in with me on Monday. I'll just Bring it in on Monday. Like, yep, I have it in my hands. I'll bring it on Monday.
There you
All
go.
right, sounds good. There we go. I'm telling you, what a oh yeah. Did I see Connor? Yes, I did see that. He's been talking about that for about a year now. There's been some controversy because of some ex accusing him of some nonsense, whether he'll be able to get it or not. But I hope he does. I'd love to see Conor McGregor as Ireland's president. And for those who don't know who he is a UFC fighter that I have been following for whew, about 3 years now when Brent and I started doing UFC nights. So, yeah, I would love to see him. He's like kind of got that Trump at. Actually, you know who would be Sean Strickland would be a great one. That guy has no filter. Sorry. But yes, I did see that. It would be awesome. D, I know you're not big on watching fights, but
I know
you
who
should look
Conor
him up.
McGregor is without even know he was a UFC fighter. I've seen him before on, commercials and different
Yep.
programs and stuff. So I do know him, but the other guy, I don't even know who the hell you're talking about. So
Sean Strickland. Oh, he's let's just
seriously,
say did you lose again? Yep, she lost audio again.
here we go.
Are we back?
I guess.
Almost. Okay. No, Sean Strickland in his interviews, there have been news stations who won't even cover him because he will not every swear word, every slur that you can think of, he is not afraid to use publicly. And
Hmm.
it gets him into quite a bit of trouble. The UFC refuses to censor him, which I got to give Dana White kudos big time. They
I bet.
refuse to
Yeah.
censor him. And he
Right.
has cussed out reporters for stupid questions. And he is very pro Trump. So yeah, he's unfiltered for sure. I'll have to show you one of his interviews, D. I know Brent has sent many. I will have to show you a couple of them. Dude, zero remorse for anything that comes out of his mouth. And I
Wow.
love it. And he is a badass fighter in the ring. Oh my god, dude knows how to fight. And he knows how to end a fight quickly too if he needs to. So, yeah, I'll have to get those for you. We'll have to hit Brent up if there's any new ones or I can
Okay.
find some new ones, but yeah, he's funny. You're going to laugh when you see him. He is so unfiltered. But yeah, next cuz I'll keep going forever about UFC. Someone needs to
Okay
shut me
then.
up.
All right. What do you got up first for us?
All right, up first is brief video about Rudy Giuliani. Um, let me do this. Um, this is Trump gave Rudy Giuliani the Presidential Medal of Freedom. There's no audio, so read along. If not, if you miss something, come back to it later or just rewind the video, whichever you need. So, yep, he's given that to Giuliani. I like it. Rudy Giuliani did amazing work back when he was taking down the mafia in New York. For if anyone didn't know, he pretty much single handedly indicted and prosecuted and got justice against many of the mobs. I wish there was audio with it, but the
Right.
music was terrible choice. And I don't want to get a copyright infringement, but they could have chit chatted about this a little. Oh, yeah, his recent accident. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was pretty serious, but he was up and about and doing quite well, they said.
That's good. Oh, she was fleeing domestic violence before the crash
Mm-hmm.
occurred. Oh, that was great of him. See, everyone wants to talk shit about that man because he supports Trump. What the hell? It was hit at high speed? Dang. I'm glad they're okay. Injuries included a fractured thoracic vertebrae, lacerations, contusions, and damage to his arm and leg. That fracture to that vertebrae, if it shifts in any way before it heals, he could, well, depending on how bad it is, I guess I should say, he could have ended up paralyzed. Okay, they're going to discharge him. He's going to be in a back brace. He ain't going to be doing no lifting. God knows how bad his arm and leg were injured. I'm glad at his age, I am so glad he's okay. Wow. I don't know, Dee Dee, were you around or old enough to remember when he took on the mobs in New York?
Was I around or old enough?
Old enough to remember. I'm just, I can't
What?
remember exactly when it
Wait,
was.
wait. Excuse me.
That's a compliment.
That seems like a nasty, like dementia dig.
No, it's not. It's were you old enough at the time that happened to remember it going on? I'm basically saying are you too young?
Oh, okay. Well, you're
Not
lucky that
I
you're
didn't say do
okay.
you
You're lucky,
remember? I
because
said were you old enough or around at the time?
well, yeah.
Okay, and I just want to know if you remember him taking on the
Oh,
mobs
yeah.
in New
Big
York.
time, big time.
No, I did not
Like,
mean that as an insult. It was a compliment,
all right.
and
I'm just
not in any
checking.
way
I
about
thought it was a
dementia.
dementia insult. I thought we now we'll be
No,
fighting till
not even
7:30.
close. No,
Okay.
nothing
Yeah,
like
he
that. God, no. What kind of bitch do you think I am? That's only for fun after the live streams.
Well, you said you were in a bitchy mood, so I don't
No,
know who
not
you're
that
all going
bitchy.
after today. Uh,
No, 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 no. But
uh,
do you remember it being on the news and hearing about it? What was your life experience when that happened?
really not. It was New York for me was always a dirty place. A there's things I can't talk about, but uh, so when he went in and started to clean up, and again cleaning up after whose mess, of
The one
like
before
letting
him.
in illegals and cartels and all of that, similar situation that they're stuck in right now, right? And
This was all before he became mayor, by the way.
right, and he he's, we'll put it mildly, he's a ball buster. I mean, even when he became mayor, I mean, he cleaned up the city a lot. uh
Yeah.
9/11.
Yup. I remember him as mayor for 9/11, but I
Yeah,
don't remember how old I was when he busted up the mafia stuff. I think
yeah,
that might have been slightly before my time.
yeah. I would say that uh, I knew of it, but really we didn't follow it that much because it really didn't affect us, and raising
Yeah.
kids and that. uh I mean, I remember bits and pieces of hearing things about him, but I really didn't start to follow him till he became mayor, um, and
Yeah.
started to clean up the city. I mean, I wish that he would have been able to take some type of position with Trump.
Oh, it was in the 80s. I was only 4 years old. It was 87 when 18 of them
Hmm.
were convicted at pretty much all at
Yeah,
once.
yeah.
It was
I
in
don't.
the
I don't
80s.
remember how many or whatever, but
He used the RICO Act aggressively to go after all the 5 families of New York. Whoo, that man, I bet there was a hit on
hit on
him.
him. Yep. You
I
wonder
had
how.
to look that up
Yeah.
because I mean, I was barely out of diapers at that point. I mean, I was 4 just getting ready to start school. And so it's like I don't remember it, but I do remember through the 9/11 thing. So,
Right. Yeah,
but
9/11. His being mayor, I think, was more impactful for me because he cleaned up the city the way he did. Um, and he went hard on crime. Not that we didn't know about the the mobs, but it just seemed
yeah.
like it was more. I don't know. It seemed like it was more prominent in the news when he became mayor. Uh,
Yeah, but he really busted ass like what Chris Christie did to New Jersey.
right.
How he cleaned up New Jersey and fixed the debt and everything.
Hmm.
And both went to shit after they left
Yes, it
office.
did.
Chris Christie was governor. I apologize, governor of New Jersey.
Right.
But Giuliani and Chris Christie, as much as Chris Christie don't like Trump, that man sure did a good job, and people wanted him to be president at one point.
Yes, they did.
But he refused to take it. Most people do not remember this.
No,
My
well,
memory
he was up.
is
No,
insane.
Christie was up there on the stage, doing the debates. He debated Trump the first go round.
Oh, he did finally, because I remember
Yes.
back, what was it, the early 2000s when he was cleaning up Jersey.
No, he went
That
up.
there
Yeah,
was
he
a
went up
push.
against Trump.
Okay, because back when last I heard, in the 2000s, early 2000s, he was not. He declined about it going for presidency,
Yeah,
but maybe Trump being Trump is why he decided to
he
step
did it.
up.
Yeah, because he disliked Trump so much.
Yeah,
If
but
he
that's not a
wanted it,
reason to run for president.
exactly. If he wanted it, it probably would have behooved him in the 2000s after he cleaned up
If
New
he would have
Jersey.
ran after Bush and he had gone up against Obama, there was likely a
Perhaps.
chance he would have got it.
Right. But I think
But he delayed way too long.
right. Yep. And at that point, then he became Krispy Kreme.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
he always had a weight problem. That's a
right.
fact. But,
Well,
I
Trump
will say
started
he did a
nicknaming
good
him.
job.
Yeah. Trump started nicknaming him. So,
Well, yeah, Trump did that to everybody who was against him. And
yep.
again, Chris Christie will give Trump credit where credit's due, but he also really doesn't like him on other areas. Mostly
Right.
like me, it's a personality quirk that I don't like.
Right.
So, I don't like Trump's personality, but I will say so most of his policies I'm supporting,
Hmm.
especially the one we're technically supposed to be covering next.
Okay.
Um, which one was it that was next? This one. Yeah, you're gonna like this. Um, this is a great way to go into it. Hold on, if I can figure out where everything's at again. So I might have to enlarge this. It's quite small. Um, even for my site. Are you able to see that?
Yeah. Not too bad. If you
Let
can
me enlarge
enlarge
it
it a
just a
tad.
little. Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. Do you want to read this or
Yeah.
shall I?
Uh, go ahead.
So, Trump says he is considering reopening insane asylums as he expands his anti crime breakdown. Trump made the suggestion to Daily Caller in a Daily Caller interview with reporter Reagan Reese that dropped on Monday. When Reese floated the possibility of the federal government reopening insane asylums for those with serious mental illness, Trump admitted he was open to it. Um, would you be open to the government reopening insane asylums for people with serious mental illness? Reese asked. Yeah, I would, Trump replied. Well, they used to have them, and you never saw people like we had. They used to have them, he added. And what happened to states like New York and California that had them? New York had a lot of them. They released them into society because they couldn't afford it. It's massively expensive. He added, they were all over New York. I remember when I was growing up, Creedmoor, they had a place, Creedmoor, they had a lot of them, Bellevue. Oh my God, the way he put sentences together is so frustrating. and closed by a certain governor. And I remember when they did. It was a long time ago, and I said they didn't release. And I said they didn't release the people, and they did. They released them into. Oh my God, fuck it. His yeah, you get the gist of it. I can't repeat his sentences. Fuck that. I'm sorry.
You're okay.
Try reading that. Did you like seriously? Oh my God. So anyways, I the only problem I had with the old asylums was there was no oversight and they were using the patients for experiments. Um, totally not okay with it. That would have to be a no-go. Straight up no-go.
Well, they're using the American public as experiments for many things,
I know I've still got to get that
without being,
edited. I did not get
yeah,
a chance to it.
yeah, that's fine, but
Yes.
it's just that even in of itself is mind-boggling. I mean, I
Mhm.
totally disagree with the all the stories that are associated with asylums, the um,
I know.
lobotomies, the
Well, the thing about lobotomies is there was a degree of science behind it, but more people ended up harmed than helped in the process of getting it. And even still now, they don't have it as a perfected system.
well, and oftentimes people were just put in there and told you're going to have, a husband would put a wife in there and, you know,
Yeah.
do a lobotomy on her, and then, she's out of my way. You have to take care of her.
Yeah.
There were the injections, the uh, electrodes placed to the forehead, and,
The electroshock
yeah,
therapy,
the
which
electroshock
actually
therapy.
they've been starting to bring that back because there was a decent amount of success with it in the past, and they are starting to bring back a form of it. Not so
Which,
brutal, but
right.
again, I like
But this is,
I
I'm
hate to
talking
say,
about yeah. What I'm talking about is the brutalness of it.
but that
I'm not talking about things that could possibly be helpful or
and
appropriate. I'm talking about, guards that are, assaulting
I
women,
know,
that type of thing,
and
pregnancies, the other,
well,
unaliving of children, all of that.
yes, that's the
Just
unacceptable. And again, a lot of
right,
these patients were put into a therapy. They had no advocate
right.
to explain it to them or whether any of that. These were people who had no family. And now I get that this should be willing participants, willing, well educated participants in what's going to happen, or at least a family member or an advocate signing off for it, because we would never make medical advances if we didn't experiment on people. I get this.
Well,
However,
that's what clinical trials are for.
how many people on the street are going to sign up for a clinical trial for a lobotomy?
Well, so you're okay with just experimenting on them then?
If there's proper advocacy or family involvement that is agreed upon and it's a last resort.
Uh, I
But it
disagree.
needs to be better supervised, not just willy-nilly on patients because they have no family to fight for them.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know just how many had families and how many didn't. I think
Most
many
did
had
not.
families and got just dropped off to
Well,
be done
actually,
and
that's the thing about
forgotten.
the old asylums is people they didn't want their family stigmatized by mental illness.
Exactly.
So they dumped them off and didn't want nothing to do with them, just paid the bills and that was it.
Yep.
They had no clue what was happening. And if they did get asked about it, they'd be like, okay, whatever. Just, we don't want to deal with this.
Yeah, we had a major complex done in our area that ran for years. And
There's one up by Louisville that is famous here in Kentucky,
mhm.
that haunted one.
Hmm.
What one is near you? I'm
It
curious.
was called Dixmont.
Dixmont?
Hmm.
I wonder if it's haunted like the one over here in Kentucky. Waverly Hills. Waverly Hills. That's the name of it. I wonder. I'd like to go explore. Now, I know some people had a fit about this because of the cost of reopening these places. To
Well,
me, it's worth it.
I don't know if I'd have to check to see if I'm sure they tore down a lot, and probably there's townhouses or homes built there now. But I would be down for building new facilities,
I would too.
with appropriate
Okay,
sections for patients.
we've got a
You're
lag.
not you don't have people intertwined, together, and uh, I mean, just all
Hmm.
the crazy things that I've read and watched about them, because I had a
Yeah,
fascination about them at one point. Uh,
it should never be that bad again.
there was a home that I was familiar with that had children in it, and it just
Hmm.
bothered me about the children. And we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, there's a lot of temporary
Hmm.
psychiatric places. Now, there was a place where we had saw patients in, it was in Michigan. I don't remember exactly where, but the entire apartment complex was for disabled people and mental illness patients. So they could, it was like a halfway house, the
Hmm.
entire complex. They housed hundreds of people who would normally be homeless. And I believe there was some government subsidies to help with the cost of it, but it was a place that most states and areas don't have, but I think would be great because they have medical staff and psychiatric staff, social workers, all there 24/7
Well,
to help these people.
they had. This was in the mid '70s. The hospital Eric and I were both born in, actually. Uh, Eric had been a patient there. He had appendicitis rupture um, right after I met him. And I would go and visit him every day. And half of the floor was a psychiatric unit for the men. And one
Yep.
day I got off the elevator and was mortified that there was a guy just standing there peeing all over the floor. It was, like they were always screaming, or, the nurses couldn't keep them under control. And so it was
Yeah.
kind of weird that, again, that to me, that's where that probably that keep everybody separated kind of thing and in the right area, you know.
Instead of combining wings,
Exactly.
just
Like,
make a
yeah,
separate one.
there is like a part of the hospital. There's almost a whole floor now of one of these major hospitals here that's empty. So you could take that, and why can't you make the whole floor be a psychiatric ward and have
But
patients
again, it's a
there?
temporary living environment. They can't keep these people long term. So what do they do when they finally discharge them?
Well, if they're dischargeable, that's one thing that would have to be determined. Where are they going to go? What are they going to do?
And
I
if
mean,
they're long
there's
term, where do they go?
yeah, there's no halfway houses anymore. There's no long-term care facilities. Most that you see are nursing homes, but I mean, I don't know for the younger people. I do
There
know for
isn't.
there's dementia, senility, long-term care type things. That's huge money. I mean, we're talking a lot of money.
And look how those patients get treated.
Oh yeah.
Just as bad.
Hmm. When my mom got ill, she had to go to a facility to rehab with. She got myasthenia gravis in her 60s, and She was in a ward, not a semi-private or a private room. She was in a ward with a group of 9 other women, and after that you got your bath and they put you to bed, you stayed in bed. There was no TV, no cell phones were back then, and they were like in a circle, and it was terrible. I mean,
I
it
can
was
believe
just
it.
it was just horrific. The only thing I can say about being as sick as I am, knock on wood, is that I have to be placed in a private room. So that's the only saving grace, because I would go absolutely crazy. Uh,
Um, Sending quick prayers to Lady H. She's sick tonight. So prayers out for Lady H, who does Lady Hamilton art.
yes,
She's in
hope
the
she feels
description of the
better.
video. Um, Thank you, JJ, for popping in. Much
Hi,
appreciated.
JJ.
But definite prayers going to Lady H today.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
No,
I wanted to get that out there while
that's
I
fine.
could.
Go ahead.
Oh no, that was it. Just the
Okay.
sending prayers for Lady H.
No,
And but
is
yeah,
there a video or something to this?
no, just
Okay.
the typed report.
Okay.
So, um, what do we got up next? But yeah, the system can't be this bad. Oh, Canada. Oh, Canada, right?
No, yeah.
Canada. Canada is causing some waves, and I've got a tad personal opinion on this. It is a bit of a longer video, but if we need to, we can cut it short because he does kind of repeat himself a few times
Yeah, just stop it then when you think
when it's just going
yeah, when
on and he's
it's
getting to
right.
be repetitive.
Right.
Yeah, but take a listen to this because holy crap, I see history repeating itself.
The western provinces have made a huge Wexit announcement that even Carney's inner circle didn't see coming. Alberta, Saskatchewan, Interior BC, even Manitoba are not whispering anymore. They're saying it out loud. Sovereignty. You seeing the same thing I'm seeing? Ottawa gave a hard no and they expected silence. Instead, the noise got louder. Rallies packed. Town halls buzzing. Petitions flying. Premiers weighing in. If this was fringe once, it's not fringe now. I can hear the tempo rising, and honestly, feels like an earthquake starting under our feet. Let me be clear, I think that the spark was not a policy paper, it was that blunt rejection. You shut the door on people who already feel ignored, and what happens? They're going to start building their own door. Alberta's referendum push is not theoretical. The Atlanta Prosperity Project filed the question, and it reads, and I'm quoting from the project here, "Do you agree that the province of Alberta shall become a sovereign country and cease to be a province in Canada?" No hedging, no soft edges. Just the question that actually matters. The chief electoral officer kicked it to the Court of King's Bench for review, with Justice Feasby assigned. Process matters, sure, but I'm watching the political current underneath it. Does this feel like a stall to you, or just due diligence? To me, it looks like a legal checkpoint on a road that already has traffic. Because more than half of Canadians say they understand Alberta separatism. The numbers change too. Organizers do not need over 600,000 signatures anymore. The bar is now 177,000 within 4 months. That is a real reachable threshold when the province is fired up. And yes, they're saying that they already have about 240,000 pledges. If even a strong slice of that converts, the ballot becomes a when, not if. I think that's the part that Ottawa misread. Momentum is not a headline. It's signatures, bodies in rooms, and timelines on paper. Check this out.
Alberta separatism is no longer a fringe idea. I heard it at the doors more times than I can count. And I'll tell you plainly, Alberta staying in Confederation is not up to me, and it's not up to the Liberal government. It's up to the people of Alberta. And the Albertans know that they have options.
Quick reality check. Alberta's case leans hard on economics. The province pumps about 4.2 million barrels a day. That's roughly 1.5.
But all those barrels have to come to the US to get refined and then sent back. So, yeah, if Alberta decides to go away from Canada, Canada's going to lose a shit ton of money.
I hope they do. Carney, he's a piece of work.
He's
He
worse
is.
than Trudeau. Everyone thought Trudeau was
He's
bad.
yeah.
Oh boy.
Hmm.
But my question is, if Canada refuses to let them separate as a whole, are we going to see what happened in America in the 1860s when the southern states were basically forced at gunpoint to stay because the financial income that they brought to the United States, the agricultural income, was enormous at the time. Industry, like the factories and stuff that were common in the North weren't bringing in the money that the South was bringing in, which is why Lincoln didn't want them to separate. So it makes you wonder if Canada is going to go through something similar, and then what's the propaganda going to be down the road?
Right.
What excuse are they going to use if it comes to that? It's heartbreaking that a country would sit there and say, no, you can't separate.
Well, I think part of the plan perhaps would be, well, they I think it's their hope, the Albertans' hope, is to perhaps join the U.S.
And if they
But,
can't they want to become their own sovereign country
right,
or
and it's
join the US, it's
possible,
being
and
kicked around.
yeah, that's possible as well
Because
because it
that's what he
appears
said. Is it
right.
right now in the request is to become a sovereign country?
Hmm.
Like when Texas and Florida and Georgia all wanted to be separated as a whole separate country, those states would combine to make their own country. The US said not a chance. And Canada is doing the same thing, telling them, nope, you can't do that.
Well, I
So,
don't think he's quite said that yet, but go ahead, let it play.
yep, because from what they said is Canada already shot it down, and it got one court shot it down. So now it's going up to a higher court. We will see. All right, JJ, stay safe at work.
5 billion barrels per year, more than some OPEC states. Well, if you work in that sector, do you feel like Ottawa understands what that scale means on the ground?
Do you think it is possible for Alberta to become independent?
Absolutely possible. The only thing that we need is the will of Albertans. So Albertans need to vote when we have our referendum.
Alberta's GDP sits at near $340 billion.
Wow.
About 14% of Canada's economy, with only 11% of the population. The energy sector alone adds about $70 billion to national GDP each year.
Dang.
When I look at those numbers, I get why people say we pull more than our own weight, so why are we getting treated like a problem to manage?
And we got to fight for our independence. Because you and I know Alberta would be much better off being its own country.
And then the flashpoints. The Keystone XL's cancellation is pegged at about $17 billion in lost revenue per year for Alberta. Add equalization, where Alberta sends billions more out than it sees back, and you start to hear those same words over and over again in coffee shops and council meetings. Unfair, unsustainable. Why are we paying to be told no?
They refuse to change. They refuse to respect us. Instead, we get Bill C-69, the No More Pipelines law, still on the books and will remain on the books, according to Prime Minister Mark Carney.
Pile on federal carbon taxes and repeated project vetoes, and economists on the pro-separation side argue that another $17 billion a year is lost to delays and blockages. You can debate the exact tally, but the lived experience is pretty simple. Projects die. Jobs stall. Families wait. I think that's why the economic argument hits people in the chest rather than in just the head. And this is what Mark Carney has to say about it.
The province of Alberta, provinces make determinations on the rules governing referenda, voter plebiscites, other factors, and they can make determination on how they come into force.
So ask yourself, if you were sitting on that much resource output, with that much GDP at stake, would you accept distant rules that keep telling you to slow down? Or would you look for a different way to run your own engine? And this isn't just Alberta's.
Did you ask me to pause?
No.
Oh, okay. just making sure. But we're paused. I want to add in, if they have that much GDP, no wonder Canada doesn't want to lose them.
I don't know if
Billions
they're going
of
to have a
dollars a
choice.
year. Sorry?
I said, I don't know if they're going to have a choice.
Well, I mean, if they really want it and they're really sick of it, they will make it happen one way or
Exactly.
another. And I think America would be helping Alberta in a heartbeat.
Big time.
We believe in the sovereignty of the people, not the ruler who just says, do as I say and screw your opinions, whether they work or not.
Right. And the
So,
problem is that they're being told the tax situation, the pipeline situation, all of the
mhm.
rules and regulations. It's very similar, I guess, to what was being done to Alaska with the
Yeah.
resources that are there, and you're told, no, you're not going to do anything. You're not going to touch it.
Alaska,
But yet,
if they even open 1 or 2 pipelines, Alaska could help lower our debt by a lot.
mm-hmm, but yet they're going to put uh, wind turbines in the ocean and that. Okay, that's okay
Oh,
though.
let's take out our fishing
Right, exactly.
resource.
Right, and upset the
A pipeline
whales.
going through isn't gonna kill the bear or the deer or the elk because it's elevated off the ground. The pipeline, yes, is ugly, but it would at least bring in some resources and it doesn't harm the animals.
Right.
The wind turbines in the ocean, that's going to harm some animals. I don't like it. I don't know. Let's hit play. We'll go a little bit further. And hopefully the lag between me and Dee will stop me from talking over her. I'm going to have to start paying a little bit more attention to it. So I do apologize if I start talking over you.
You're fine.
Mood anymore. Next door, Saskatchewan stepped forward. That joint caucus meeting in Lloydminster was not a photo op. It was a signal. Shared plan, shared calendar, shared legal path. When two provinces sit down like that, you're not looking at vibes.
There's
You're looking at a playbook.
Four provinces,
Saskatchewan's trigger.
Talking.
4 of them are talking of leaving?
Yes.
Damn, Canada's dropped bad, if that's the case. Wow. I didn't know that. I haven't paid attention to Canadian news lately.
Yep, it's pretty bad.
Wow. Okay, let's keep listening to what Saskatchewan's saying.
Is its own number. 125,000 signatures to force a referendum mechanism. Grassroots groups are out collecting already. Check this out.
Hundreds of thousands of people ready to exit Confederation today, no matter what.
I myself have seen rooms in farm towns fill up faster than you would think for weeknight meetings. Energy moves by word of mouth before it ever shows up in a poll. The export picture explains the mood. Wheat, potash, uranium. Much of it shipped straight to the United States. The economy is tied to real freight, real rail, real buyers. Now layer on environmental rules written 3,000 kilometers away in offices that have never watched a minus 20 harvest. Does that feel practical to you?
But if Ottawa keeps treating Alberta and Saskatchewan like provinces to be punished, taxed, and controlled,
and look
then
where
maybe
he's
we've
at.
got no choice but to take our future
into
into our own hands, whatever that may.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Did you see where he was at? He was at the World Economic Forum.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's where he's getting all of his
advice on how to do this.
Yep.
Yeah. And I agree with these 4 provinces saying, here's 2 middle fingers. We don't have to comply.
Right.
Which surprises me because Canada, we keep hearing about how woke Canada is and all that. Look what they did to Jordan Peterson and stuff like that, but that's mostly the eastern half of Canada.
Correct. Yep. just like we have we have California, I guess.
California and Washington are the one offsets.
Yeah, right.
But most of the East Coast is a disaster.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
But now the concern will be, so all of this product is being shipped to the US. I don't know what it's for. Now, with China canceling all the contracts, I don't know how our farmers are going to react or what their needs are going to be. So I see this as kind of a snowball effect right now. I don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, everything's going to go to shit before it starts to get better.
Yeah.
You watch.
Most
In
definitely.
America and in Canada. If
Right.
this keeps going the way it is, this movement, it's going to have to get worse as they work on how to make it better.
Yes. And that has been
sadly
told from the get-go, that it's going to be worse before it gets better, and there will be some pain from this.
Yes.
But we'll get into the China situation a little bit later.
Actually, that's the next topic after this video.
Oh, okay.
Part of it. Well, part of it. Not the whole thing. You're talking about going into the in-depth about how they're tied into our farmlands and stuff.
Yeah.
That's a different day, but we do
Right.
have something based on China coming up next. So.
Okay.
Let's play just a little bit more. I'll try to get to about the 10-minute mark, and then if it's just repeating, I'll cut it off.
Okay.
Look like.
Polling backs the anger. Ledger and Angus Reid have Saskatchewan hovering over 40% willing to vote leave if a referendum were held today. The numbers tell the story. Over 40% of Sask party voters support a referendum on separation. Nearly half the province. That's not a crank group. That is your neighbor on one side and mine on the other. And when Premier Scott Moe says that he will not block a vote, that is political code for if the people want the question goes on the paper. I'm going to say this plainly. I do not think that people are chasing drama for drama's sake. They're chasing control. Control of timelines, control of projects, control of how wealth is used. You can agree or disagree with separation, but the grievance is not made up. It is lived in paychecks, invoices, and empty shifts. Also,
it's actually rare for a country to have a clearly outlined process, a legal process for a province or state to separate from that country. Like, there's not many countries in the world that actually have that, but Canada has that through like the Clarity Act.
Here's the part I keep coming back to. The legal lanes exist.
So in Canada, you can't leave without petitioning the courts. The province cannot break away.
It appears that way.
Wow. In America, according to our Constitution, it's supposed to be peace out, and that's it. The state has to take a vote on its own, and if the state has a majority of people saying leave, I think it's 3/4 of the state has to agree to separate from America. There's no fighting it. Lincoln was wrong for fighting it. Doesn't matter if it was over slavery or not. The fact is, Lincoln was wrong. They had the majority vote of their state's population saying, we want to break away. And they weren't allowed to. And I think that's bullcrap. So I feel bad for Canada that they got to petition the courts and give a good reason why. And then Canada's supposed to just say, yep, go ahead. That's never going to happen.
Well, so you're saying we would be building a different type of wall right now?
Fundamentally, it might have to. I worry about the people of Canada because they have to get this country's permission to leave. That country is never going to give them permission because of the money. There's no way Canada is going to be like, okay, it was nice knowing you guys. We'll see you later. That's never, ever going to happen.
Well, if they have the signatures, it goes on the referendum and the people shall vote.
Yeah. My daughter just walked in. She got a travel pillow with a sloth. It's shaped the face. It has one side is face has a face of a sloth. Um, where's my knife? Hold on. I'm sorry. As y'all know, family. I think there's a knife on here. Yes, it's a sawing knife. Be very careful of your fingers. Sorry, but no, I don't. I really just don't see the Canadian court saying, "Okay, we'll give up all that money. Bye." Do you see it?
Well, as I said, if they have the signatures, the question goes on the ballot and the people get to say stay or leave.
Yeah, but will Canada allow them to stay or leave once that
I don't
happens?
know if they're going to have a choice.
I hope they don't have a
What are,
choice
I mean,
because my God.
what are they going to do? You know, what are the, I mean, short of what you suggested, and I don't see them having the military muscle to do that.
And I don't want to see it come to violence. I would rather see peaceful. But we all know how that worked out for America trying to peacefully leave by the rules.
Right.
I'm not saying I support slavery, in case anyone wants to twist it. I am just saying historically, they had the right to leave. And America, the rest of America had jack shit to do about it. But Lincoln made sure they couldn't. He was the abusive spouse. Just putting it nicely. Um, but yeah, this is basically just going to keep going into, you know, I think it fundamentally just keeps repeating basically that they're going to do this and they've got the numbers. But the link to the full video will be in the description. But I do want to see how this plays out. I really am curious whether Canada is going to allow it or not.
We shall see.
One thing at a time, right?
Yep.
All right.
We'll have to find out when the referendums go up, if they
Yeah,
make it, and keep an eye on it.
I think that's something we should well, I want to hear more about it. I didn't even realize there were that many provinces trying to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wow. Give that back to me so I can put it back where it belongs. Thank you, my dear. I love you. And close the blade. She hands me an open blade. I almost stabbed myself. Sorry. Um, anyone want a kid? Couple weeks again. So next up is Xi Jinping acting like China's all that. Um, are you able to read that?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
So, yeah, so this is from 2 days ago, and this was at the dictators meeting, the 26 leaders that Trump was not at. Xi Jinping says China is unstoppable and the world faces peace or war as Putin and Kim join him for the military parade. China showcased its military capabilities at a parade marking 80 years since the end of World War II, attended by leaders like Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong un. The parade featured advanced weaponry, including hypersonic missiles, stealth fighter jets, and new intercontinental ballistic missiles, demonstrating China's military advancements to global leaders. Xi Jinping stated that humanity faces a choice between peace and war, urging nations to prevent the roots of conflict and historical tragedies. Officials reported that this event was intended to project power internationally while boosting national pride, with over 50,000 attendees at Tiananmen Square.
I can tell you what happened last time people gathered at Tiananmen Square.
Uh huh.
Oh, wait, we're not supposed to talk about that. My bad.
Right. And uh, I'll see if we can find some photos of the parade for tomorrow or next week.
Okay.
I'll see if we can find them. They didn't have them available, or they were down further in some of the other articles that weren't at the time high factuality. So I
Yeah.
think more or less
Um,
what was
I
concerning
can
about
see if I can find some. Um,
I think what was more concerning about this was his threat of peace or war.
yeah, I think that was the most disconcerting thing. But
Mm-hmm.
I also watched a video of China's two ships crashing into each other while trying to chase a Filipino ship. So in international waters, by the way. Um, so yeah, I don't know. Here, let me share this. Can you guys see that?
Yeah, not too bad.
Okay. So this is some of the pictures of the most recent
Boy,
um
and people had a problem with Trump wanting to have a parade. And look at this. I mean,
I know.
really? Look at that
And
stage.
here's the thing is it
Look at the
looks good on
stage.
paper,
Yep.
but could they really I see it. Yep. Could they really actually be a threat? I mean, we know that North Korea was supposed to be helping Russia against Ukraine, and all they did was start taking out Russian troops and Ukrainian troops and anyone in between.
Mm-hmm.
North Korea's off the hook, wild, just whatever. They've been doing more harm to Russia than helping. China ain't much better, in my opinion. Like I said, I watched two of their naval ships crash into each other trying to catch a different ship. It's like y'all just don't know how to look at where the other one's going. Big
Crazy
windows
B.
on the front of your ship. Oh,
Click on
yes.
that NDTV China military
Oh,
parade.
where my mouse is?
Yeah. Click on that. Let's see what that looks like. Can we watch
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Are you playing it?
Is the audio not coming through?
I know, I don't
Oh, I
hear.
forgot. Oh, 1 second. Oh my God. Share this tab instead. I apologize. Let me restart this. Oh, I apologize, everyone. My bad.
I just
Y'all can
thought
sue
maybe
me
I
later when I
glitched
have
out.
money.
I thought maybe I glitched out.
No, no, no. But when I actually get some money, y'all can sue me over this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So let's hit play.
Get you in terms of more details as far as what this military parade was all about. There were massive missiles, there were sleek drones, and of course the unmissable thunderous jets that were there. China's Victory Day parade was nothing short of a theatrical display of power. But behind the steel and smoke, are these systems really battle ready? Or were they just military window dressing? That's something the world doesn't know. But from New Delhi's strategic lens, let's get you this reality check that tells you more about these weaponry than just the choreographed spectacle that was on display on Tiananmen Square.
In the heart of Beijing, under Xi Jinping's watchful eye, China unveiled its latest military muscle. 50,000 spectators watched as Xi's war machines thundered to the Tiananmen Square. Hypersonic missiles, AI drones, laser weapons, and enormous undersea drones all rolled out in lockstep. At the front, the DF-61, a massive mobile intercontinental ballistic missile. Reviving a
It could all
Cold
be
War
for
era
show.
designation, this nuclear capable giant was designed to send a message straight to Washington. Then came the YJ-21, a hypersonic anti-ship missile with unpredictable flight paths, built to outmaneuver naval defenses, on paper at least. Air defense lasers mounted on trucks and warships followed. But lasers in war...
Okay, those lasers, okay, maybe they look good, but can someone prove they work on camera? Please.
Is this the Emperor's new clothes?
Potentially. Very much could be potentially that. And that's one thing that a lot of people, they're looking at this. Now, China is a threat to a degree, but do any of these things actually work as they're supposed to? I mean, half the stuff I'm getting from China doesn't work as the way it's supposed to.
True.
Anyone else going through that? Your
Or it,
Chinese products going to shit?
yeah, or if it does work, we're in deep shit.
Yeah. But
The
I mean,
world,
like, I'm looking at most of the stuff I get from
yeah,
China and it's garbage.
right. And yeah, that's because they probably put all the money into this. But if this does work and it is doable, and they try to come up against the United States or Russia's involved or, you know, Iran, any of the Middle Eastern countries, we're
Mhm.
just going to obliterate one another. That's all.
Yeah, but again, that's where the mutually assured destruction tends to prevent it.
Right.
Because you nuke us, you got about 16 others coming back at you easily. And then what? You're going to nuke them too? The world would be disastered. It would be a complete disaster. I don't see that actually happening. Now, China loves to talk a big game. They have for decades. So has North Korea. Do we call their bluff or do we just keep doing the stalemate back and forth shit?
I don't know. I think perhaps that's why Trump wanted to have his parade.
Yeah, to show off our might just as
Yep.
well. And again, it's posturing. So hopefully it doesn't nothing comes of this, but again, I don't like that there are so many illegals in our country at this moment of military age fighting people. What is this for?
The bathroom when somebody takes a shit.
Okay, we're still live. Go. Anyone want my family? I love them, but I need a break. You can either kidnap me or kidnap my family. Take your pick.
Pass. I told you I'm in a mood.
I know.
You
I
don't
know.
want to be around me today.
Do we want to keep playing this or move on to the next
We can
thing?
move on.
Okay. Let me see what was next. I apologize. I was supposed to get this into order. Oh, this one happened near you. What happened next? Do you want to cover the article first or the video?
Either or, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, oh, it's not an article. It's just the X post to the video I already have. Um, or no, to the website. I
Well,
think did I pull the video from
there
there?
was more detail on who the person was.
Yeah, let
Initially,
me
they
click
didn't know
this
who it
link
was. Yeah,
and
her.
share this instead. Yeah,
Yeah,
there we go. The stupid thing keeps doing that. So, oh yeah. I think I pulled the video from this. Did I?
I'm
Hold
not
on.
sure.
Let
If
me
you
double
pulled it
check my
from that or I
source.
sent a video with it.
I think this was it.
Okay.
Let me double check because maybe I messed up. Hold on. In the meantime, oh no, there was a YouTube video with it
Yeah.
that I have. Okay, the YouTube video is different. So what if we want, we can go over the article first and then hit the
Yeah,
video.
that's fine. And this
Okay.
Yeah, the X post came from Blue. She, when I was telling her about it, she looked up the further detail on who the woman was. But a 6 year
Okay.
old boy was left mangled by a minivan that plowed through Pennsylvania's festival as an intoxicated female driver was ID'd. And this was from September 2nd.
Oh,
So,
that was literally just what,
the other
yesterday
day,
or the day
few
before?
days. An
Wow.
erratic driver who plowed through a Pennsylvania festival while she was allegedly under the influence left a 6 year old boy critically injured with extensive injuries, including a broken jaw and a lacerated spleen, officials
Oh
said
my
on
god.
Tuesday. The driver, identified Tuesday as 37-year-old Elizabeth Ann Bower, allegedly sped past multiple barricades in a red minivan and careened down 5 blocks of stalls while the Capona Festival in Harrisburg was concluding over the Labor Day weekend. During her out of control rampage, she struck 3 people, including a wheelchair bound woman, a man who tried to stop the car, and the young boy, sending all 3 to the hospital, the Harrisburg mayor said. The boy suffered a fractured pelvis, broken jaw, lacerated spleen, and 2 broken ribs, according to a criminal complaint filed Tuesday. He is still in critical condition, local officials said. The other 2 adult victims injured are stable, officials added. At the scene, Bower was belligerent and aggressive towards officers surrounding her battered minivan, according to the Harrisburg Bureau of Police. She was also taken to the hospital after authorities observed she appeared to be out of it and gave verbal and visual indicators that she was under the influence, according to the affidavit. Her minivan, adorned with a bumper sticker that read, "Hella kids up there," was nearly totaled by the end of her berserk blitz through the festival. The hood was dented and one headlight was shattered. The airbags inside also imploded. I want to know how the hell she drove the car on her side with the imploded airbag.
The airbags deployed more than
Yeah.
imploded, is my thoughts. They used the wrong wording.
Horrified witnesses said they had no idea the car was even head, even heading towards them until bystanders started screaming and scurrying out of the way. You better get that cursor out of the way before I hit my tablet. This
I'm sorry, I'll behave.
this car came this car came flying down here through here fast, not yelling or anything, just flying through this. Lottie Boverade, a vendor at the festival, told ABC 27. Harrisburg Mayor Wanda Williams assured that she will be working with city law enforcement, public works, and festival organizers to better ensure that the joy of Harrisburg's events is never overshadowed by fear. Why wasn't it done in the first place?
Well, again, she ran through the barricades. It's not like this was,
Well,
I mean, this was totally
no.
drug induced.
Well, yeah, but for her to get through there, that was not
Well,
barricaded off appropriately. That's
Well,
all I'm
again, if it's a
saying.
first time event, they thought they
It
were
was not a.
secure.
It wasn't a first time event.
Oh, so people have driven into the festival before like this?
No, I'm saying that they should have known that nobody would be able to get through. I've worked special events when I worked for the city, both in public works and in parks and rec. You have to take every single precaution and think of every single thing that could possibly happen.
So someone
And
dropped the ball.
yeah, and somebody dropped the ball. All it takes is Jersey barricades to be placed in front of going across a street that prevents a car from careening through. Her drunk ass would have hit those Jersey barriers and would have knocked her right out right then and there. How she got by them, I have no idea. My personal
Okay.
opinion, we'll finish the story. We'll finish the story and then I'll give you my personal opinion on her.
Okay.
But let me be clear, Harrisburg will not tolerate reckless disregard for human life. Our police and emergency responders acted swiftly and courageously, and the individual responsible is now in custody. Justice will be pursued to the fullest extent of the law, Harrisburg Mayor Wanda Williams said in a statement obtained by ABC News. One, I'm curious to see if they're going to let her out or not.
Yeah.
Given that, well, Harrisburg is kind of in the middle of the state. It is blue, but I'm not sure if she was in Philly, she probably would stand a chance of walking out.
Yeah.
The Capona Festival has been held in Harrisburg every year since 1916. What started as a simple water carnival has now advanced into a full-blown palazzo, complete with vendors, rides, and performances, all in recognition of the region's Native American heritage.
And it says up here she had a bond of
Oh, I
350,000,
missed that. Sorry.
and she's facing
She,
9 counts total.
yes, of aggravated assault by vehicle, recklessly endangering another person, and driving under the influence of a controlled substance, according to the Harrisburg police. I go ahead and play the video, Crazy Bee, and
Okay. Let me get that switched around. One moment. Shit. One second. My hand is not working the way it's supposed to.
it's okay. My mouth isn't working today.
Yeah, it happens even to the best of us.
Can't talk, can't walk.
Can't think.
No,
Got it.
Connie, ain't that the truth?
This video is only 29 seconds, so we don't
Right.
got to break it up.
The Ree people are recovering this morning after a minivan drove into a crowd at a Native American festival in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Officials say a child and a woman in a wheelchair were among the victims. Their conditions are unknown this morning. Police say the driver went through traffic barriers, hit multiple people, and continued to drive for several blocks before stopping. The woman's been taken into custody. No word this morning on the charges she may face or the reason she drove down that street.
Yep. So,
Now, for some reason, call me a conspiracy theorist, but I think there was more to this.
okay.
I think it's going to be teased out maybe a little bit later. I hope I'm wrong, but I think that there was intent behind what she had to do.
Okay, you think there was some degree of
Yeah,
intention?
I think there was intent, and I'm not sure if it is perhaps a racial component with the Native American festival, or if it perhaps was another left-leaning nut job.
Yeah.
Was kind of my first thing, and they were so quick out of the gate to say that she was under the influence, uh, which they usually don't do, but we'll see. We'll see as this plays out. I'm going to be very curious to see if they let her out, given the, everybody gets to go free, try to kill unalive somebody and, get to
Yeah.
walk. So we'll see what they do with her.
Yeah. Hopefully they, don't let her go. She's obviously a threat to society.
Right.
I wouldn't trust her.
Who, Kamala Harris?
No, this chick who was on something decided to drive her van through a barrier and into a bunch of people, including a poor little 6-year-old boy at a festival in Pennsylvania. No, this is different. We're not covering this quite yet. Stop reading out loud. And your head is fine. Sorry. he sees the next article pulled up.
No problem.
Shows your pictures.
So yeah, I mean, I'm curious if they find that there was intention or whether it was
Yeah.
solely the drugs and alcohol
Right.
use
Right.
or whatever controlled substance they
But
said.
you can mark my words, the victims will go after the festival organizers. And I wonder if there'll be a festival next year, because they have coverage, but the worst that ever happened was we had the regatta, and I had to go from the point over to the uh, Allegheny River, so I had to cross from the point across the bridge and get down off the bridge deck onto the wharf of the Allegheny River. And so they put up, they're just normally just, you're not allowed to walk on the bridge. So all there would be Jersey barricades, okay? And so they ended up putting up fencing because people would jump off and jump into the river, either trying to unalive themselves or just jump off to jump off, right?
Being stupid daredevils.
Exactly.
Something
So,
I would do.
yeah, I've done it. And so they put up this fencing. And so we had the regatta was in, and I was trying to get over from one side to the other. And the crowd was so thick and so heavy that people just started picking other people up and throwing them up and over the gates that they had erected. Oh, God. Oh, hold on, bug. Jeez.
It's not my mouse this time. My mouse
No, it
is on a
isn't.
different monitor.
It's like a flying insect. Ugh. So they were literally picking these people up and just throwing them over the fence, and people were going into the river. And luckily, I had a walkie-talkie with me that we were able to get police support up there. But we were trapped. And again, they came after the city, the victims, saying, you didn't do a good enough job. You let the people in the crowd take over the bridge. I mean, it truly is. You have to think of almost every single angle. I mean, think of, what's the worst that somebody would do and hope for
What
the
other
best.
idiots could possibly do at
Yeah.
this time?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, would I do this? Is this something I would do?
Yep.
Is the way I would do it.
Mhm.
Because I know me.
Mhm.
And not necessarily something I would do, but for some of this stuff, it would be me. I'm not going to drive a vehicle through a crowd or anything like that. But, yeah, I could see where they would be at fault for not thinking this through better.
Yeah.
And maybe putting some kind of temporary concrete blocker or some kind. Hey, Striker,
Hi, Striker.
just saw you pop in. But yeah, I kind of agree. But then
Yeah,
again, you can't think of everything too.
no,
There is
but
such a thing as unforeseeable.
right, but to me, that's a basic. You know what I mean?
Well, because of all the other ones, the
Yeah.
actual attacks where people did it on purpose, they should have thought that through.
Right. Right.
You're right. No,
Yeah.
you're definitely 100%
This
right on this
is
one.
like a no-brainer. They should have easily had that all barricaded off, that if you're going to have that many vendors on a street and you're going to have pedestrians walking, it's a no-brainer. I mean, for Pete's sake, look at what happened in New Orleans.
Yeah.
With the truck
and Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
They should have
Yep.
thought this through because it was a potential risk.
Yes,
Yes.
it was.
Especially being a Native American festival.
Mm-hmm.
If someone decided they didn't like it, and again, not going to point fingers, but people are idiots.
Yes, they are.
And
So
they
I
are
hope
extremists.
it just is the way they came out of the gate. The situation is kind of weird.
Yeah.
But anyway, what do we got up next?
Next, we have this article my son was going to try reading out loud for us. I stopped him.
Feel free. Go ahead.
Do you want to read this article for us, buddy?
No.
No. Okay, I tried.
Gun versus swimming pool.
No, do not use gun versus swimming pool. Your yard will become mud.
A punt gun.
Yeah, don't use it against a swimming pool.
No, like look at it.
I know what a punt gun is.
Look how big it is.
I know.
Why is it so big?
Because it can be. And it's an American. Is that Kentucky Ballistics?
No.
Yes.
No.
I can tell by the way he's saying no, it is. So I apologize for the interruptions as usual.
You're good. So we have archaeologists find a 1600-year-old church and mural of Jesus in Egyptian desert settlement. This is from August the 31st. And check out this. Yeah, check out the picture and
well, there's a whole video.
Yeah, you want to play the video, Crazy?
Yeah, I can do that. It'll basically be the summary of the article, but
that's fine.
For more than 150 years, archaeologists are seeking a northern fortification line of Jerusalem, something that will explain the size of Jerusalem during ancient
Let's
time.
do this.
And here, at the excavation at Givati parking lot and the City of David National Park, we believe that we have solved this problem for the first time. I'm standing at the Givati parking lot excavation, a core project conducted by the Israel Antiquity Authority and Tel Aviv University. And behind me, you can see this tall vertical cliff, part of what we believe is a massive fortification moat. The moat, a massive rock-cut channel, is more than 30 meters wide, 9 meters tall, and at least 70 meters long. In an attempt to understand the meaning of this dramatic discovery, we went back to the result of previous excavation.
Apparently, Kathleen Kenyon, a British archaeologist who dug here more than 50 years ago, was excavating inside the same moat, but she was excavating in a small and narrow area and did not understand what exactly is this trench. Now we can take the two excavations together and realize that there is a trench that begins here and ends something like 70 meters away from us on the other side of the City of David Ridge. Looking at the cliff behind me, we can realize that the cutting of the trench was done by a ruling elite that able to bring in all the effort and the energy in order to cut such a deep and long and wide defending trench to Jerusalem. We do not know when the trench was cut, but we do know that it was in use during the 9th century BCE, 2,900 years ago, the time of the first Judean kings. At that time, we can see that the trench was dividing between the older core, the area to the south of us, where the stepstone structure is located, and the area that we call now the Acropolis, Temple Mount, where the temple was standing, and palaces that were probably built around the temple. If it was cut earlier than the 9th century BCE, the Bronze Age, something like 4,000 years ago, then it means that we are standing at the northern border of the city, where the city defended itself from attacks that may have come from the north. The scale of this trench that completely changes the natural topography of Jerusalem tells us that it's time to go back to biblical text and reevaluate references to the old geography of the city.
That is so cool.
It's fascinating.
I love archaeology. I wish they would have shown the murals because, I mean, again, this church is like 400 years after the account of time of Jesus.
Scroll down
but
into
I'd
the article.
Okay.
And see if there's any links to
the pictures.
Yeah.
Or if they put a picture. I don't know what they're cooking, but it smells good. Okay. Nope, that's at the bottom. They might not have released them yet. Oh, it says the uncovered a remarkable mural of Jesus Christ healing a sick person.
Check on there. Click on there, Crazy Bee.
It's just going to take us to more. Oh, there it is.
I don't see it.
Oh, hold on.
Episodes of the new Fox Nation docudrama, Jesus, Crown of Thorns.
Hold on. There we go. Sorry. Oh my God. Ad blocker work. So this is supposedly the picture. It's claims that it's the site of Jesus's first miracle. So I hate that this stuff's in the way because I
Mm-hmm.
can't enlarge it to get the full pic. Oh, hold on. Can I open image in a new tab? One moment while it loads, and then I'll just share. There we go. The whole image. I think that's pretty cool. I do think that this is a restored version because those colors are way too vibrant
You think?
to be that old for being that old.
I think you might be right.
The more I look at it, but let me see if there was any more. Um, oh, hold on. This one's pretty cool. It shows them digging. What is this a picture of? This is, it could bolster the case of a historical, yeah, that word of the Bible.
Glad you're having the same problems I am today.
Well, I've never seen historicity.
Historicity.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. In John's reference of Canaan and Jesus. Okay, so this might have been the biblical Canaan. Interesting. See, this is the stuff I like when people sit there and say, "Oh, the Bible's all crap. There's no proof that this, that, or the other." There is proof of Roman court records that Jesus was crucified. A man named Jesus was crucified for the reasons that the Bible states. That was why. You know, he was claiming to be the son of God. The Pharisees and the other Jewish people didn't like him. AI restoration. That might have been it. You got a point there, Stryker. Um, so again, I look at all these people who sit there and say, "Well, there's no proof of the Bible," and all I can say is, "There's no proof yet."
Well,
We're not done excavating the world.
well, someday in the future, Kilmar might be something, so you never know. Just saying.
Well, I just like to point out that, you know, just because we have no proof doesn't mean there isn't proof out there.
Right.
We just have to find it. It's one of those things. Okay, hold on.
Any
I
other
gotta mute for
pictures?
a second.
Okay.
I'll scroll. I gotta mute. I gotta deal with a family issue. 1 second.
One moment, please. Ding dong, ding dong. And she didn't give me the context of what the picture is. There we go.
Sorry, had to fight
Found
with my son about doing dishes.
found a variety of pilgrim artifacts at the site. That's
So
pretty
people
cool.
who've made pilgrimages to the
Mm-hmm.
site.
That's pretty cool.
That looks like a griffin.
Mm-hmm. And
Oh,
to be that
wow.
intact.
I know, and that's the last one. To be
Okay.
that intact and still having some color to it.
Right.
It looks like it was made of wood. Israel government stops excavation all the time because they don't want I don't know how to pronounce that. Zaitayan? Pilgrims back. Okay. So it's kind of to preserve it. They don't want people tracking all over it. But I still don't like it. There's plenty of proof, but mantles are like, nah, yeah. I know. I fought a few of them. I've even tried explaining to someone how science, including the Big Bang Theory, actually explains God more than they think. People just they can't even evolution can be explained by God. Things can't evolve unless a higher power allowed it to happen. Like in the Big Bang Theory, something had to have triggered it. Still, people crickets, they don't want to hear it. It's either crickets or screaming. Oh, Christians. Okay, sorry. For Christmas, I get it. You were just short typing. Yeah. It took me a minute, but I would love to see more on this. As my congestion is kicking in.
So is mine.
I just find this fascinating. It's all the more proof that a man named Jesus, whether he was the son of God or not, doesn't matter to me. Personally, it's just a historical proof that this man did exist. Not many people from this day and age are going to be recognized 2,000 years later. Think about it. How many people's names from 2,000 years ago are actually remembered? And then how many of us will ever be remembered in the future? And I'm sorry if I trigger existential dread in you guys. My bad. But if you think about it, we know his name, but we don't know the farmer growing papyrus stuff or whatever 5 miles from the pyramids. We don't know his name. We don't know about the cook for the pharaoh. We don't have a name for that person. But we have this rare name being substantiated across multiple countries' historical records. Think about that one. And I again apologize for existential dread. Anywho, let me pull this down. We have one more video. Dee, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. It got really quiet. I thought you got booted again. My bad. Here it is. Let's get through this one because this one is, in my opinion, funny and wrong at the same time. If this wasn't pertaining to ICE, it would be a great prank. So let's hit play for the 3 minutes and 30 seconds and then have fun with it.
When did TikTok trends go from stupid dances to committing federal felonies? As this whole tow truck drivers targeting ICE vehicles is resulting in some very serious prison sentences. Where earlier this month, this undocumented individual was detained outside her luxury apartment in Los Angeles. As this dude in a suit got in the ICE agents' faces, only for this second idiot to use his tow truck to steal the police vehicle blocking her in. But today, that man was found and arrested by federal law enforcement, where their official press release states he was detained on a federal criminal complaint charging him with stealing government property, where he originally tried to close the car door on the cop, but when he was threatened with arrest, he stated something was going to happen to them, as he then used his tow truck to take the police vehicle, also stealing the firearm inside. So now, he's facing 10 years in federal prison. Even though this idiot is from South Central, or South LA as I call it now, he's probably used to soft-on-crime DAs that always seem to side with the criminals. But this isn't that. He's facing federal charges with federal judges that are desperate to make examples out of them, as I wouldn't be surprised if they give him the max. And with a slam-dunk case like this, they absolutely need to make a statement that towing ICE vehicles isn't permissible. Where the whole tow truck drivers fighting ICE by stealing their vehicles is trending on social media.
So the ICE trucks, when they're traveling around California to different cities to terrorize them, they just park wherever. They park illegally. As soon as they park and get out of their trucks to go kidnap the people they're after, that's when the tow trucks move in and tow their cars. This is like trending among the tow truck companies of LA, so a lot more of them are starting to do it. I just love to see residents of the
Whoops, my bad.
State of California sticking up for their citizens. This is the way.
As a lot of them are referring to this video, allegedly featuring an ICE vehicle being towed away, with a Twitter post getting over 2 million views saying it's a growing group of tow truck drivers stalking ICE. But even Newsweek had to cover the story, stating that video was just showing a vehicle parked illegally for over an hour that had to be towed as its tires had been slashed. Only for the original poster of this hoax to admit it was just a joke, then tried to advertise their anti-Trump subscription site. It's insane that that tow truck guy is going to federal prison, likely over a fake story that went viral on social media months earlier. as there's plenty of instances just like this. Idiots online hear about how everybody else is fighting against ICE, only for they themselves to get arrested for reenacting liberal fanfiction. And all for what? As I have yet to hear a story about activists resisting ICE and it resulting in a win for them. If anything, the deportations have only increased. Trump's approval ratings continue to skyrocket, and whoever was funding those initial protests has mysteriously disappeared ever since the administration started investigating it. You would think this would signal people to stop committing felonies to follow TikTok trends, but if you're stupid enough to still believe the Maryland man hoax, it was only a matter of time before your shoe-sized IQ landed you in a shoe-sized cell too.
Again, looking at this objectively, if it didn't have to do with ICE, I would normally be laughing my ass off. So, yeah, I just I find that one to be amusing. I really do. It was a good end, basically, even though we still have 15 minutes. But yeah, I think honestly, I'm call me wrong. I don't care. It was freaking funny.
Yeah, it was. I don't disagree. Do you have
So,
any other articles available?
we have them available. Yeah, I can definitely add something to
Or
it.
another video or whatever, and we could get that done for
Yeah, let me
out
see
of the
what we got.
pipeline.
Let me go up to articles because that'll be easier to handle.
Make it something with Elmo, Bert, and Ernie in it.
There was something like that?
No. I said make
the
it something. I said make it something like that.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought it was in reference to an
No.
actual we can cover that's going to be a little short. Well, no, but I've got some opinions on this one. The Trump VA cuts.
Okay.
One moment while I pull this up. There we go. Because I definitely have an opinion on this one. I'm not thrilled with it. Let's share it. Share and then bring it up here so y'all can see what we're seeing. Do I need to enlarge this? Because it looks small as hell to me.
No, we're good. I'm just reading Stryker's message.
Oh,
should he drop a link to the assembly conference call info?
I don't have a reason that he couldn't.
No, I
Do
don't
you?
either. No.
Yep, you're free to.
Right.
However, crazy bad is a new one. I love that typo. I'm crazy bad.
Maybe it all stems back to being the mail order bride.
They like I said, they'd return me with a defective product thrown into it.
Okay, Trump is cutting 500 plus jobs at Voice of America and its parent agency despite court ruling. Carrie Lake, acting CEO of the U.S. Agency for Global Media, announced the layoff of 532 Voice of America employees on Friday evening. The U.S. District Judge Royce Lamberth had blocked Lake's attempt to remove VOA Director Michael Abramowitz the day before the layoffs were disclosed. Lake stated that these job cuts would help reduce federal I can't wait till this is over. Federal bureaucracy and improve the agency's operations, emphasizing a need for efficiency. Employees affected by the layoffs voiced strong objectives, claiming they were only given 30 days before losing their pay and benefits. Only 30 days? Wow.
Most of us don't get that.
Most of you get called into the office and say, here's your pink slips, sayonara.
We'll get you your last check when we get it to you.
Exactly. So what is your strong opinion on this, Crazy B?
I thought it said VA. That's why I thought I had a strong opinion on it.
Oh, okay.
Veterans Authority?
Because I was thinking Veterans Affair. I didn't
Gotcha.
realize it was a voice of whatever the hell that is.
Yes, Voice of America. So she, I wondered what happened to her and where she went.
Mhm.
Because it looks like she's kind of out of the political scene. I don't know what she's doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
After the failed run.
Exactly. It seems like she's kind of dropped off of Tucker's dad used to run Voice of America. Oh, that's an
I was gonna
interesting.
read that after you
Yeah.
finished your thought.
Yeah, that's an interesting tidbit.
That's very, and again, she's a strong supporter of Trump.
Big time.
So,
Where's she
the fact
been?
this is happening
Yeah, where's our girl been?
is
Mm-hmm.
well, I don't follow her, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, I liked everything that she had to say. It seemed like she followed, his footsteps, and now I wonder if she's still fighting the court case.
I wonder too.
Wonder if she's still fighting the legal challenges. We could look into that for a little bit later.
Yeah, because she could have been running that state. Kamala may run for governor.
Yeah,
Now,
I
I
heard
found
that.
a video. I found a video that did an in-depth on her corruption that
Mm-hmm.
I would like to use when we cover her on that.
Mm-hmm.
Because somebody else, a historian, got a hold of it. My favorite channel, Forgotten History,
Right.
covered her. And holy Toledo. I haven't watched it in full, but damn, there was stuff in there I did not know. That's all I got to say. There was stuff in there I didn't know. And my son sent me a link to it as well. And I'm like, yep, I saw it. It's one of my favorite channels. I saw that they posted it, and I just haven't gotten to watching all of it. But I shared it on my server that I have with my friends who don't always show up here. But we'll be covering it. Sorry, my congestion is so horrible tonight. I apologize.
Likewise.
But yeah, I am surprised that with this being a agency that seems to obviously be right leaning to a degree, because of the people who've ran it in the past and stuff.
No, this is just saying that the summary's right leaning. That's all.
Well, no, I'm talking the agency itself. I mean, if it's run by
Is a
Carrie
right leaning.
Lake and
Well,
was by Tucker's dad, it makes you think they got to be kind of on the right leaning side.
We'll delve a little bit deeper into this and check it out and see what they're all about.
Yeah, because I mean, I get what they're saying about it being a media group, but what kind of media?
Yeah, I looked at it as, and that's my bad. I initially looked at it as NPR kind of thing, PBS kind of situation. So I'll
But
look
now
into it.
knowing who's ran it in the past and who's was running it recently,
Right, that could change. You know what I mean? Look at
Mhm.
the Vogue issue controversy going on right now with they want Melania Trump on there. For the first 4 years they didn't have her on there at all, and now they're vying for her.
Really? I don't follow any. I've never followed Vogue. It's just not my style.
Yeah, it just happened to come across my stuff, and
Oh wow.
so they just had the old regime go bye-byes, and
Well, they were also losing a shit ton of money being idiots.
exactly. So they brought in a young kid, and he said, "I want to bring Melania on," and he had to go to the higher ups, and he did, and I guess it's going to be up to her whether she's going to do it or not.
I hope she does.
I hope she doesn't. They thought
Really?
they gave her the middle finger for the first 4 years. They didn't want to be bothered with her.
Well, again, the higher ups had that say.
Well,
Not necessarily the people who wanted to.
yeah, but the only reason why do they want her? Why would they want her on the cover?
Change in management? Was there a
No, to
change in
sell
management recently?
magazines. To sell magazines because they're a failing flagship. That's why. They just
Okay.
want her for the hold on a second. I got some content coming through for us. Okay. All right, I'll have to look through this and see what they're about on the Voice of America. But yeah, they want, I don't know what she's going to do, to be honest with you. If it was me, I'd be like, you dissed me for the first 4 years. You ran, y'all talked about me. You had Michelle Obama on, Biden was on twice. Neither of those two women were what you'd call fashion icons. You know, uh,
Mm-hmm.
they made fun of her for her Christmas decorations. All kinds of nasty, negative things have been thrown towards her way. You know, uh, so I don't know. I wouldn't do it if I was her. All she would do is help them sell magazines. That's all they want to do is they want their publication
That's
back up.
true.
They know the value of her. They know that half the American people, support her. So,
They're trying to be relevant again then.
exactly. They don't want to go the way they're already down in the tanks with CNN and, MSNBC, which is it true that I just heard they changed their name to MS Now?
I'm not familiar with that, but I do know MTV announced they're going back to the type of programming they did through the 80s and 90s and keeping it with the old 80s and 90s music because they've lost so much money.
Oh, yeah, because of the trash that's put on now.
16 and pregnant.
Uh-huh.
I'm looking up the new name on MSNBC.
Okay.
Yes, it is MS Now. Multiple sclerosis now. Lovely. That's going to go well. I guess they don't know what MS is. However,
Does
that's
it
one of the
say why they
potential
changed their
diagnoses I
name?
could have.
Does it say why they changed their name?
Oh, I just closed it out too. It says it's going to be Media Source News Opinion World. That's what MS Now stands for. The name change is effective at the end of 2025 and will be accompanied by a new brand identity, including a different logo that will no longer feature the iconic NBC peacock.
Oh, wow.
Reason for change. The news network is being spun off from NBC Universal and needs to establish its own identity, independent brand identity.
Oh, well,
So
that
I guess
makes
it's
sense.
separating.
Yeah, that makes sense. Are they still going to be under the parent company of NBC?
Nope. From what the way I understand the way that read, no, they're not going to.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Mad Socialist Now. Great one,
there
Striker.
you go. That's good.
Oh, Mental Spasms Now. Even
Uh-huh.
better.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be a lot of names for them.
Oh, yes. Monkey shit. I can come up with a few more. But I'll behave myself since we're still recording. Oh, still
So,
live streaming, I should say.
yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. But
Mm-hmm.
all right. Well, we're going on 8:59 coming up. So tomorrow, before we go, please like, follow, comment, share, subscribe, all that happy stuff, so we can get up out of the water. And tomorrow we'll be on 3 to 5 Eastern Standard Time.
Mm-hmm.
And we will have the wild man who is being wild because he's teething and he's
Well,
out
we'll
of
have to put his
control.
picture up.
Yeah, well, he is out of control. So
Yeah.
just be prepared. I'm warning y'all now. If you don't want to hear a screaming baby, well, tomorrow's video might not be for you.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how bad he is. Hopefully, I'll have him asleep. And he's still too young to give Benadryl to him, so I can't drug him. So
yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Whoops.
But
I forgot to shut that down. My bad.
all right, I'm done in that crazy bee.
Well, I did have the hidden item and the hidden image
I
in
saw
the
it.
live stream today.
I saw it.
I'm glad you did. I hope other people do. And if you did see it, drop it in the comments. Let me know. I just like to know if people are really watching, or, it's kind of like a Where's Waldo while we're talking.
Mm-hmm.
Something fun to look for. And so, keep an eye out for it. Let me know if you spotted it. And with that, I'm going to say stay safe, stay sane, and stay sober. I can't even talk tonight.
You
And
know
we will
what?
catch y'all
I hope that
tomorrow.
whatever is going on, I mean, I'm having I have difficulty speaking and swallowing as it is due to that having thyroid cancer and having the
Uh-huh.
ablation done. So it's hard enough as it is. But now that the fall is coming and the leaves are dropping and the pollen and the molds and all that
Yup.
spores are out, and the dog comes in and he's got stuff covering them, the car's got stuff covered in them. It's hard to
Yup.
breathe. And fortunately, I got permission to use the medication in my nebulizer, which I just haven't used yet. So hopefully I can find,
Shaking my head over here. If you could see me right now.
yeah, if I could see you right now. Well, I didn't know if I was allowed to continue using the medication. That's my excuse. So I got the green light to go for that. So
I
hopefully that.
take it till they tell me to stop.
Okay, there you go. That could be a idea too. That's a different theory. I just came at it from a different approach, but I just even sound terrible to myself. So
I know.
and then your mouth doesn't want to work right because you need a drink, and uh
Yep.
we wouldn't
Sounds
cut
about
it.
right.
Yeah, we wouldn't cut it on a TV, scrolling thing going by.
Nope. That
It'd be
shit would
like,
be funny as all hell.
yeah, it would. All right,
But
everybody have a
um
good evening. Thanks,
and
JJ. Have a good
JJ,
night.
we can't do raids until we have 100 followers. Once
Yeah,
we hit that mark, I will gladly do raid outs, but right now we just don't have the ability because we need 100 followers. Just
yes.
gonna say, drop that out
Hence,
there for everyone.
hence, like, follow, comment, share, subscribe, do all of that. That's the only way I get the word out, please. We need the subscribers on Rumble. We need 100 followers on Rumble. How many do we have, Crazy Bee? 52, I think.
Let me
53.
double check. One moment while I pull it up. I have it mostly up. Let's see where we're at. Whoops. Nope. I just need to enlarge. What am I doing? I'm a dumbass. Ignore me today. We are at 53.
Yep, 53.
Yep.
So we
So,
need 47 more, please.
and thank you, JJ. I'm glad you're helping us grow. I really
Yep,
like it.
we
And
appreciate.
we might be teaming up with my ex brother-in-law who needs some content to throw out on his podcast while he's busy doing a few other things. So we'll let you know if this goes through, because he'll be just sharing some of our older videos or clips from our older videos that I will edit, and he'll give me permission to play them out on his podcast. So um, it's just something to maybe keep an eye out for. I'll let you guys know more as I know more. And
Alrighty.
go ahead.
I said, alrighty, I'm done. Good night.
Good night, folks.